All right, let me just share my screen and then we'll start off for the learning with today's session. Let me just share my screen. Okay, guys, can you all see my screen perfectly fine? Can you all hear me perfectly fine? Can you all see me perfectly fine as well? Can I get a big yes in the chat box if that's the case? Yes. Wow, superb. I see so many yeses in the chat box. I'm super glad that you are being able to see me, hear me perfectly fine. Guys, this particular session of our entire mastery program would be focused towards 10x your prompt writing. Basically, we'll be learning the art of prompt engineering in today's session. Who all are super excited about today's session? Can I get a me in the chat box? If you were super excited, the entire masterclass, if you were super excited about learning how you can improve your prompt writing, how you can do that. How many of you want to learn this? Me. Super. All right. Okay, guys. Perfect. Okay. So welcome to the prompt engineering session. In this particular session, guys, I'll be teaching you some amazing things via which you will be able to improve your prompt writing experience pretty much. Okay. You will become you will be basically able to write very good prompts after today's session. That's a guarantee from myself, to you guys. Okay. So guys, before we begin, a couple of rules for the session. If you have joined in from your phone, it is absolutely okay. Okay. So if you have joined in from your phone, it is absolutely okay. Clear to you all? That is perfect. That's great. So as a part of today's session, I would think about the recordings LMS after the sphere. Okay. Third, I want to focus on in the Q&A session. Like team will post this. Does it sound even? Can I expect around one approximately super excited per minute? And then Q&As here with you. All right, guys. Perfect. Okay. Chalo. Let's move forward. Okay. All right, guys. So writing good prompts is an art. Okay. Let me tell you something. Writing good prompts is an art. You should have the if anyone in this particular century, after the launch of ChatGPT, which happened in November of 2022, writing good prompts has become an art. Like if you are someone who is able to write good prompts, you will be able to get your work done, because 99% people in the world, once they enter something in ChatGPT, once they enter something in AI, they do not get their desired results. Do you agree with me that 99% people in the world do not get their desired results once they ask something from AI, and then they are like, AI mera kuch nahi bigad, AI is of no use, AI is useless to me. How many of you agree that 99% people in the world feel like this? Yes. Me. Do we get recording of the session? I've already mentioned it. Yes, you will be getting recordings of the session, but I would love it if you all, okay? But after the session, you can't write good prompts, and because of them, that they do not get the kind of results that they expect from any sort of AI. Okay, so you should have this particular art. You should learn this art of writing good prompts. Okay, and let's learn this art together in this particular session itself. Okay, before that, you might be wondering, what exactly do I mean by prompt engineering? Does anyone know over here what exactly is the meaning of prompt engineering? Can see a couple of replies in the chat box as well. But guys, let me tell you something. What exactly is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is the art of talking to AI systems. It could be any AI system in the world, not just ChatGPT. It could be you're talking to Gamma. It could be you're talking to let's say Data Squirrel. It could be that you are talking to any AI system in the world, and the art of talking to any AI system in the world, just like ChatGPT, with the help of effective prompts, is called as prompt engineering. Is everyone clear with the concept of prompt engineering? Can I get a big yes in the chat box from each and everyone if you are clear with the concept of prompt engineering? The art of talking to AI systems like ChatGPT. It could be any AI system in the world. Okay, guys, come on. I want the maximum energy from each and everyone present over here. Maximum energy from each and everyone over here if you are clear so far and with me. Yes. Super. Okay. So this is what is called as prompt engineering. Now, and prompt engineering, guys, as I mentioned in the workshop as well, and you can go ahead and Google as well. It's absolutely, you can go to LinkedIn and find out. You can go to Google and find out. It's absolutely going to be the hottest job, out there in the market in this particular century. Okay, it's going to be the absolute hottest job. The World Economic Forum has said that prompt engineering will be the highest paying AI job in the world. Okay, so that is why this particular skill becomes so important for all of us to learn. Okay, now how many of you want to be a prompt engineer over here and learn the art of prompt engineering? How many of you are here who wants to learn the art of prompt engineering and be a prompt engineer? Me. I'm a prompt engineer. Okay, guys. Super. Okay. So let's learn this particular art together. Okay, let's begin. Tips for writing the best prompts. Okay, I have figured out, I have been talking to AI systems, since November 2022 when ChatGPT was launched. I was absolutely hooked to it. Okay, I was absolutely hooked to it, and that is when when I was exploring it for the next couple of months. That is when the idea came, in our mind that we should be teaching people about this stuff as well, because maximum people in the world do not know how to use. More than 99% people in the world are not being able to use ChatGPT AI in a proper manner. Okay, that is why we came up with the idea idea, and I became absolutely hooked to it. Started people teaching about it, and I have I think it would be in lakhs. I have written more than 1 lakh prompts easily so far. Okay, and after all of these years, a couple of years of experience in the field of prompt engineering, in the field of writing good prompts, I can tell you that if you follow these next set of tips which I have prepared for you guys, you will be able to write very, very good prompts for yourself. Do you want me to reveal all of these tips in order to write the best prompts out there? Okay, and you can use these tips, guys, for any industry. Like, let's say if you are working in IT, if you are working as a civil engineer, if you are working in HR, if you are working in marketing, if you are working in sales, if you have to prepare a letter, if you have to write an essay for your college, okay, if you want to write a cover letter, if you want to write your resume, improve your resume, any sort of work in the world, you just need to follow the principles of writing good prompt. If you follow the principles of writing good prompt, automatically you will be able to apply this in whatever work you're doing, and be able to become better at your work, become a more efficient person at your work, whatever work you're doing. Okay, so those are the tips. How many of you want me to reveal all of these best tips out there in order to write the best prompts? Banking industry, yes, any sort of industry. I was just giving examples. Yeah, me. Tips for writing the best prompts? Chalo. Okay, let's see what are the tips for writing the best prompts out there. Okay, so tip number 1 for writing the best prompt. Okay, what is it? Offer context. Very, very important, guys. You should be offering context to ChatGPT or to any AI system in the world, so that the AI system know what is exactly the context. Okay, so just like humans, AI does better with context. Okay, think exactly about what you want the AI to generate and provide a prompt that's tailored specifically to that. Okay, so what exactly you are looking for, you should be specifying the context for that to the AI system. Do you want to see it with the help of an example? Do you want to understand this particular tip, like offering context with the help of an example? Yes? Chalo, example के बारे में समझते हैं. Alright, okay. So how do we offer context to any AI system in the world? For, let's say for example number 1, what is the prompt you write? Let's say you have to make a podcast on artificial intelligence. Let's say, okay, let's imagine that you have to make a podcast on artificial intelligence. Now there would be a person who doesn't have the knowledge of prompt engineering, and what would they do? They would go to ChatGPT or any AI system, and they would say, write about artificial intelligence. Okay, they would be like, write about artificial intelligence. Let's see with the help of an example. Okay. Let's see with the help of an example. I think my screen sharing stopped. Wait, I'll just share my screen once again. Okay, guys, you all can see my screen now? Can everyone see my screen now? Yes? Yep. Sir, perfect. Okay, so talking about prompt engineering. Now, what I'll do, let me firstly open ChatGPT itself. Okay, I'll simply, hope all of you have created a ChatGPT account. If you have not, you can do that, or you can use B10XGPT as well. We promised you GPT-4, right? So you can use B10XGPT as well. Let me open that as well. Okay, once you go over here, let me look for GPT. Right, here is the B10XGPT that you would have also gotten access to for 2 years as we had promised. Okay, I'll click on access B10XGPT over here, and as you can see, you have B10XGPT right over here. Okay, which is also connected to the internet. You can use B10XGPT or you can use the free version of ChatGPT as well. Okay, anything works. You can use any of these. It does not matter. Okay, so let's say you write, you ask the artificial intelligence system, the AI system, to write about artificial intelligence. Okay, let me ask ChatGPT. Okay, guys, by the way, if you want to use internet in your B10XGPT, you have to click over here, and then it will be switched to internet access. If you want to switch off internet access, just click it off and internet access will be switched off. Okay, so let's say I switch on internet access, and then I ask ChatGPT about write about artificial intelligence. Okay, so I asked B10XGPT about it. Let me also ask ChatGPT about it. Okay, write about artificial intelligence. Now see, you will be getting different sort of answers. Okay, over here you have gotten something about write about artificial intelligence, definition and type, weak AI, strong AI, applications and uses in finance, and this industry. So you have gotten a detailed paragraph about ChatGPT, and similarly even though the content is a bit different, but still you have gotten quite similar answers, I would say, between both of these. Both B10XGPT and ChatGPT has given you similar sort of answers when it comes to knowing more about artificial intelligence. Agree with me? Like see, types of AI, they have also mentioned. B10XGPT has also mentioned types of definition and type. And applications and uses, both of them have given applications. Ethical considerations, future of AI. I don't think they have covered this. Development and history, key concepts and techniques, ethics and concerns. So more or less, you have gotten good details about artificial intelligence as you expected from the GPT. Agree with me? Yes. Agree with me? Yes. Can I get a big yes in the chat box? If you all agree with me, yes. ठीक है? चलो. Okay. Now, like you wanted to create a podcast on artificial intelligence. Since you mentioned any of the GPTs that write about artificial intelligence, it has given you very generic context. What exactly is artificial intelligence, types of AI, applications of AI, etc., etc. Now, for a podcast, you need to work on this particular details a lot so that you can actually execute, execute the podcast. So instead of writing a basic prompt like this, what we'll do, we'll write a better prompt. Okay, by applying the principles of prompt engineering from under tip number 1, which is offering context, we'll write a better prompt. The better prompt being you will tell ChatGPT, develop a script for a podcast episode exploring the ethical implications of AI in healthcare. Guys, can you all see how specific this particular prompt is? Like, you wanted to conduct a podcast, okay, exploring the ethical implications of AI in the healthcare industry. Okay, now a lot of people will leave their prompt like this, write about artificial intelligence and its implication in healthcare industry. But if you write a prompt like this offering context, that is when the game starts to change and you will see magic starts to happen. Okay, let me see. Let me modify my prompt like this. Okay, I will write develop a script for a podcast episode exploring the ethical implications. Oh, what happened? Okay, I'll write. Wait, let me just simply copy paste it from here. Okay, I'll copy this, paste it. Okay, developers a script for a podcast episode exploring the ethical implications of AI in healthcare. Now, guys, see what sort of magic you will experience. Okay, what is the sort of magic you will experience? Develop a script, podcast title. It has given you a podcast title recommendation as well. Health Tech Horizons. How many of you feel that the title of this podcast is pretty amazing? Type in amazing in the chat box if you feel that this particular suggestion by ChatGPT is actually amazing. Okay, then episode title, the ethics of AI in healthcare, balancing innovation and integrity. Okay, intro music fades in, like there's an intro music, ChatGPT is suggesting you that as well. Then, host Vimal Pratap Singh, like, it has taken a host name. Then welcome to the Health Tech Horizon, where we dive deep into latest trends. I'm your host, Vimal Pratap Singh, etc., etc. Intro music fades out. Segment 1, the promise of AI in healthcare. Host tells all of this. Segment 2, data privacy and security. Data 3, bias and fairness in AI. Accountability and liability. Future of AI in ethics. It is still writing it. And it is given the exact script that brings us to the end of today's episode of Health Tech Horizon. So it has given you the exact script that you need to follow in order to execute a podcast like this. Okay, execute an exact podcast like this just by modifying the prompt a bit. Okay, initially you wrote write about artificial intelligence. Now you wrote giving it a context that you want a script for a podcast for implications of AI in healthcare. How many of you are absolutely mind blown by this particular? If you simply add a context, how different your answer would be in AI? Type in an MB in the chat box if you are absolutely mind blown by this. MB, Super MB, 10x MB Aditya, this is actually great. MB, super guys. Okay, so simply by adding a context, you are able to change it and you will become among the top 1%, prompt engineers in the world. Simply by doing this, by just, adding a context, you can do that. Okay, someone is saying use the same prompt in BeatNXGPT. Let's try it out. I'm sure the answer would be a bit different, but we can definitely try it out. Okay, develop a script for a podcast episode. Let's see what is the answer that we get. Okay, over here, the host becomes Dr. Rachel Kim. Guest is, let's say, Dr. David Lee, AI ethics expert. Okay, Rachel Kim says, welcome to Healthcare Insights. Like over here, the episode title is The Ethical Conundrum of AI in Healthcare. Okay, and then, the entire podcast in a Q&A format has been given. If you give it more context, let's say if you want to make it a one-way conversation and not a Q&A sort of a thing, you can give that context also, and it will modify the prompt accordingly. But how many of you are mind blown by this particular, answer as well from, BeatNXGPT as well? Like how it has been able to understand the prompt in a different sort of a way and been able to give an answer accordingly as well. Okay, now do you understand? Now do you see how differently, if you make your prompt more and more specific, add more and more context, how specific answers you will start getting? How specific answers you will start getting? Yes? Amazing, super. Regenerate. Yes, you can regenerate. You can write as many number of times you want. See, if I click on regenerate, okay, it will give a different sort of response. But my point over here is not to compare ChatGPT or BeatNXGPT. Okay, see, now it has completely changed it. Okay, my point over here, what I wanted to convey to you, that if you start adding context, okay, how different your answers will start looking like. That is what I wanted to convey to you guys. Understood? Can I expect you all to start giving context to any sort of work you want to get it done from any AI system? Can I expect you all to start giving context? Very nice explanation, Aditya. Understood the sort of things I registered for this masterclass. Great, super. I'm glad that you are getting value from it. How many of you think that you are absolutely getting maximum value from the session? Understood? Really good. Chalo, done. Okay, guys, this was more one example. Okay, I have more examples for you. Let's say, you want to write an email to a client proposing a new digital marketing campaign. Okay, I'll show you this example as well very, very quickly. Okay, right. Basic prompt is write an email to a client proposing a new digital marketing campaign focused on email marketing. Okay, let's say you enter something like this. Now you will be getting a reply. Okay, you will be getting a reply like this. But if you improve your prompt, okay, if you improve your prompt, let's see with the improved prompt how you can, what is the sort of answer that you get. Okay, over here you wrote write an email to a client proposing a new digital marketing campaign focused on email marketing, and you gave all of this explanation. Now let's say you give a prompt with context. Okay, you tell ChatGPT that as a digital marketing consultant, write an email to a client in the e-commerce industry suggesting a personalized email marketing campaign to increase customer loyalty and sales. Now guys, what do you think? Let me see the answer for this as well. Let's compare both the emails and see which is the one that you will choose for actually executing this work. Okay, now guys, over here, if you saw, it is proposal for a targeted email campaign to boost your brand's engagement. Okay, and over here you will be finding a generic email marketing. Benefits of email marketing is that you are proposing to the client right now. But what happens over here? Over here, you make it a specific target. You tell ChatGPT that this is the target that I'm looking to achieve, which is enhancing customer loyalty and boosting sales for the client with personalized email marketing. And now the entire email will be made in this sort of a context. How many of you are absolutely mind blown looking at the different emails which were made by ChatGPT by just adding a simple context over here? MB? Mind blown? MB. Super amazing. Super Vadita. MB. Done. Okay. So this was one more example and one example which I want you guys to try out. Okay. I want you all to try it out. What is it? Let's say basic prompt. Write a story about aliens visiting the earth. Okay. Write a story about aliens visiting the earth. Okay. And an advanced prompt could be something like write a story about aliens visiting earth and try to understand human culture through the lens of a reality TV show. Okay. Guys, do you want to see what is the difference between the two prompts? Like over here, if you want to create a reality TV show and want to make a story about it, a person who does not know this particular tip one of prompt engineering, they'll be going ahead and write something like write a story about aliens visiting the earth. But I want all of you to give more context to ChatGPT and tell everything that you know about it, so that it knows the context and you will be able to get much better results. Can I want all of you to take a screenshot of this. Type in done in the chat box once you have taken a screenshot. Type in done in the chat box once you have taken a screenshot. Done. Come on guys, each and everyone, please go ahead and take a screenshot of this. Done. Super. Okay. So now guys, I want all of you that after the session, I want you to go ahead and execute this particular example. Okay. Go to B10X GPT or go to ChatGPT and execute this example. You will be able to, once you try it yourself, you will be able to see the sort of difference in the examples that you are getting. Okay. You do not need to try it right now. You can try it after the session. Just take a screenshot of it right now. Or you can take a screenshot later on as well from the recording in LMS. But this is what I want you all to do. Okay. Can I expect all of you to try and execute this example after the session? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Perfect. Okay. And for whatever work you are doing, okay. For let's say if you are into IT, okay, you want to do specific work in IT. Let's say if you want to write a code on a specific topic, okay, you can do this exact same thing. Okay. Instead of just telling, write me a function on, let's say binary search. I'm just giving an example. Write me a function on binary search. You can give it more context. Why do you need a binary search? What do you want to do with it? And give it more context, and it will be able to write codes on that. And we'll be talking more about it. We'll be covering more about it in the coding using AI session as well. All right. Clear? Okay, I'm just trying to give you an example how you can give more context in your work in order to get better and better results from it. Okay? Chalo. Let's move forward with tip number 2 for writing the best prompts. Okay, what is tip number 2 for writing the best prompts? It is to include helpful information upfront itself. Okay, along with giving context to ChatGPT, include helpful information upfront. Let's say you want AI to summarize a piece of article for you, or for it to write your cover letter for a specific job. Now, AI doesn't have any information for the sort of job that you are applying for. Yes, agree with me? Agree with me that AI doesn't have any information about the sort of job that you want to apply for. Yes. Come on guys, I want more energy in the chat box. More energy from each and everyone. Okay, so that I can give more and more to you guys as well. Yes. So ChatGPT doesn't know, any AI system doesn't know what is the job that you want to apply for or what is the article that they need to summarize. Okay. So you need to give that information upfront itself. Okay. Maximum people do not do that. Believe me, it sounds very simple. When I'm teaching you, it will sound very simple. But if you execute it yourself, you won't do that. Okay. That is why I want all my students to be able to do that. Okay. Include helpful information upfront itself. Write a witty introduction as a speaker about you. Now, what is the basic problem? Guys, tell me what is the biggest problem with a prompt like this? what is the biggest problem with a prompt like this? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what is the biggest problem? That context is not available. How will ChatGPT know who am I? Does ChatGPT know who am I? Who is the speaker? It could be me, it could be you. Okay, if I'm writing asking ChatGPT to write a witty introduction as a speaker about me, it doesn't know me what sort of a person I am. Okay, so what you'll do, you will rather paste your full resume over here, add key points of your resume like your achievements and accomplishments, and then tell ChatGPT, given my resume and key points above, write a witty introduction as a speaker about me. How many of you feel that this makes so much more sense? Can I get an MS in the chat box that if you feel that it makes so much more sense that I simply add my resume over here and then tell the same information to ChatGPT, it will be able to actually help me, with a much dedicated answer, with a much usable answer. Makes sense? Does it make sense to each and everyone? Yes? Okay, let's see again this with the help of an example. Okay, so I have a resume sample. Okay, I have a random resume sample. This is not even my resume. Okay, I have a resume sample. Let me use this particular resume sample. So what I'll do, I will simply copy this. I'll go to ChatGPT, I'll paste this resume over here. Okay, I'll paste this resume over here, and then I will tell ChatGPT, given my resume and key points above, write a witty introduction as a speaker about me. Rather, before this, let me show you the basic prompt as well. Okay, before this, let's see the basic prompt. Okay, what does the basic prompt say? Write a witty introduction as a speaker about me. Write a witty introduction as a speaker about me. Okay, I enter something like this. Let's see what is it that we get over here. Okay, we'll be getting a basic sort of answer. Okay, it will be very common, like nothing specific about me, and people will be able to catch it. Like it could be anyone, this person is talking about. But once I add my resume and tell given my resume and key points above, write a witty introduction about me as a speaker. Now guys, see what is the sort of answer that we get. Okay. Okay, yeah, it is coming over here. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be impressed. Today we are in for a treat as we have for someone who has not only mastered the art of turning data into actionable insight, but also know how to make algorithms sing literally. From creating a Spotify recommendation system that knows your taste better than you do, to analyzing market system with the finesse of seasoned shopper. She's the epitome of data-driven genius, etc. So without any further ado, so guys, much better introduction, right? Like this is very specific. If you see over here in my resume, in the sample resume which I have taken, you will see a lot of data visualization stuff, big data technology, strong communication skills. These are the sort of things that we had mentioned in the resume. And based on that, you can see that the witty introduction is very data oriented and it will resonate very well with the speaker, and like it will resonate very well with the audience. Okay, does it feel so amazing? Like, don't you think that this is amazing? Like if you do something like this, you will be in a much better position, and you'll be very specific to what you exactly are instead of just fluffing about it. Yes, do you think this would be amazing? Can I get an amazing in the chat box if you think that this is actually amazing, the witty introduction that we got over here? Yes. It's so much fun. Amazing. Super, guys, super. Okay, so tip number 2, guys, clear to each and everyone? Tip number 2, it is include helpful information upfront basis itself. Okay, can I expect all of you to follow tip number 2? Type in a 2 in the chat box. If I can expect each and everyone to follow tip number 2. 2. Perfect, guys, perfect. Okay, so this was tip number 2. Okay, example 2, which I want you guys to execute. Example 2, again guys, can I expect you all to take a screenshot? Please go ahead, take a screenshot. Type in a done in the chat box once you are done with it. Type in a done in the chat box once you have taken a screenshot. Done. 1 minute. Yes, I'll wait for 10 more seconds. Guys, please go ahead, take a screenshot. It shouldn't take that much amount of time. Okay, done. Okay, perfect, guys. Okay, so what you need to do, okay, first prompt would be summarize the article on generative AI. Okay, second prompt, the better prompt would be that you find some article which you want to summarize from ChatGPT. Okay, find that article, copy it, paste it in ChatGPT, and then tell ChatGPT summarize the above article in 5 points. And then you will, of course, I'm 101% sure you will see the difference. Okay, because you have given context. Okay, so this is something that you can also try out as an example after this session today. Okay, chalo, this was example number 2. Now comes tip number 3. What is tip number 3? Which is give examples. Okay, you can give examples to ChatGPT as well. Okay, providing examples in the prompt can help the AI understand the type of response you are looking for and gives it even more context. Okay, guys, tell me, there would be situations. I am sure there would be situations where you have given ChatGPT about the context. You have told ChatGPT that this is the context I want. I'm working on this particular project, and for this I need this. So please help me with this. Okay, so there would be situations situations where you have given context to ChatGPT, but still ChatGPT has not given you with the correct answers? How many of you have faced this sort of a situation that you have given context, you have been, you have given upfront information as well, but still ChatGPT is not being able to give you proper results? Myself, I have been in this situation. Me. Aditya, I do not know tip number 1 itself. Okay, if you have never faced it, that is completely fine. But for people who have actually tried giving context and still not gotten answers, here is tip number 3 that I want you all to follow. What is tip number 3? Give examples on the sort of answer that you are looking for from the AI system. Okay, suppose you want AI to reply to a user's question in a chat-based format. Okay, you might include a previous example conversation between the user and the agent. Okay, let's see it again with the help of an example. Okay, let's see it again with the help of an example. Example 1. Okay, we tell ChatGPT. Okay. Let's say, you go over here, you tell ChatGPT. Let me open a new one over here. Okay, let me open a new one over here. Okay, let's say you are a travel agent answering users' questions. Reply as an agent. Okay, this is the prompt you have, and you give example prompt as well. Okay, you give example prompt as well. Okay. So, what is the example prompt? I'll make you understand this. Okay, so you are now telling ChatGPT, you are a travel agent. So we are asking ChatGPT, we are telling ChatGPT that you are a travel agent answering users' question. Okay, reply as an agent. Example conversation. Hey, can you help me with something? Sure. What do you need help with? Then user says, I am planning a trip to Paris. What is the best time to visit? Okay, then we are telling ChatGPT that, as an agent, you should reply spring, April to June, and fall, September to October are generally considered the best time to visit to Paris. The weather is pleasant and there are fewer crowds as well. Now, current conversation, again, any sort of question, you enter as a user, and, agent will answer in that particular format itself. Okay, let's say I ask ChatGPT, let's say I am planning a trip to, let's say, US. What is the best time to visit? Now, what you will see, wait, let's see the answer. Okay. See, now, guys, can you see the sort of answers that you have gotten over here and here are very similar to each other? The kind of answers are very similar over here and here. How many of you agree? Like, it is giving the time of the year. Generally, spring, March to May, and fall, September to November are ideal times to visit. The weather is mild and you will avoid the peak summer crowd. And, it is, basically there are fewer crowds, etc. The answers are similar to each other is the point that I am trying to convey over here. Okay. So, if you want ChatGPT to answer in a specific manner itself, you can feed it with examples and it will work exactly like that. Okay. Whatever examples you take, examples can also be helpful for math. Let's say if you want to solve a math problem, a coding problem, a parsing problem, and anything else wherever the specifics matter a lot. If you want to use OpenAI to format a piece of data for you, it will be especially important to give it an example like this. Okay, one more example. Okay, guys, this is a formatting problem. Okay, this is a formatting issue that we are seeing over here. Okay, input 2020 8/1. Okay, 1st August 2020. Okay, time is this. It is written in a weird manner. Okay, so time is like this. Now we are telling ChatGPT that add 3 days and convert the following timestamp into this particular format: month, date, year, and then time format would be hour, minute, second format. Okay, and then what is the output that we expect? Instead of having 1st August time like this, we want the output to be something like August 4th 2020 15:30 hours. Okay, now inputting a different thing, and we want the output to be something in that particular format itself. Okay, so over here, guys, do you understand? Can I get a me in the chat box if you understand what is the thing that I'm trying to do over here? Do you understand what is the thing that I'm trying to do over it? Does everyone understand it? Okay, I see a lot of news, but a couple of no's as well. What I'll do, I'll try to explain it to you once again. Okay, let's say you have an input like this over here. Okay, let's say you want a input like this over here. Okay, so input is that, let's say you are building a chatbot. Okay, I think you will be better able to understand that. Let's say you are building a chatbot. Now, in that chatbot, a user asks a question. You want your chatbot to reply in a specific manner itself. Okay, guys, do you understand what date this is? This is 1st August 2020, correct? 1st August 2020. Yes? Agree with me? Yes? Now you are expecting that as a user, you want ChatGPT to not, output your answer like this. You want ChatGPT to output your answer in this particular format. Okay, not 20200801 etc. Rather, you want August 1st, 2020 time as 15:30. Okay, so you want ChatGPT to act in this manner. Okay, now if you want it to act in this manner, let's say input is this, and you want ChatGPT to give us the output. What you will do? You will just type output over here and then hit a enter. So now you can see over here, guys. You see over here, right? This particular 11th July 2020 has been modified to July 11, 2020, 12:18:03 hours. Okay, exactly the kind of format that we entered over here in ChatGPT. Okay, now do you understand? Do you see how we can change formats in the way ChatGPT is answering us as well? Yes. Does everyone understand what I try to convey over here? Does it make a lot of sense to each and everyone now? That by entering examples, we can modify the kind of answers that we want from ChatGPT. So this is specific to what exactly you are looking from ChatGPT. Okay, done. Shall we move on to the next topic, guys? Shall we move on to the next topic? Next tip. Who is excited for tip number 4? Who is excited for tip number 4? Me. Come on, guys. I want maximum energy in the chat box. Who is super excited for tip number 4? Me. Super excited? Chalo. Okay, done. Okay, let's move on to tip number 4. What is tip number 4? Tell AI what is the length of the response you want. Now, very basic tip, guys. But again, something very important I want all of you to follow. Okay, when crafting your GPT prompts, it's helpful to provide a word count for the response so that you do not get a 500 answer when you were looking for a sentence or 2 sentences. Okay, or if you were looking for a 500 word answer. And guys, I have seen this. A lot of people do this. Okay, they need a 500 word paragraph answer from ChatGPT, but they enter something, but they do not mention what is the length. And then ChatGPT answers something in 2 lines, 3 lines. And then they are like, ChatGPT is of no use. Okay. So you really need to mention what is the length of the answer that you are looking for, whether you are looking for an entire 500 word script, whether you are looking for 2 lines, whether you are looking for a 10-page presentation or a 1-page presentation, you should mention the length of the response that you are looking for. Okay. So either you can, let's say you have a blog, you copy it and you tell ChatGPT to summarize this blog, or you enter the blog and then basically tell ChatGPT to summarize this blog in 500 words or 5 points. Basically 5 points, approximately 100 words per point. You summarize this particular blog. Okay, so that is it. And you can, like, if you just mention 500 words, it may not be able to do it very accurately like 500 words. But if you enter something like 500 to 600 words, it will stay in that particular limit itself. Okay, so that is something very simple. I'm sure you all will be able to do it on your own as well. Or do you want me to show this example as well? Okay, do you want me to show this example, or do you think this is okay? What do you want to do? Come on, guys, tell me, and I'll proceed like that. This is okay. Please show this is okay. Okay. Some people are asking to show an example. I'll just show it very quickly. Okay. I'll show it very quickly. Okay. Let's say, I want a script on, let's say, China's GDP, or let's say on India's GDP itself. Okay, I want to write a script on India's GDP. Okay, I basically ask ChatGPT to script on India's GDP. Now it can be of any length. Sometimes ChatGPT will give you a 3-line answer. Sometimes ChatGPT will give you a 4-paragraph answer. Sometimes ChatGPT will give you a 10-paragraph answer. Like, see, it is continuing. Okay, it is continuing. It's it is giving what, 1 paragraph, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It has given 9 paragraphs of about India's GDP. But if I just wanted a 1-paragraph 5-liner answer, okay, I write 1 paragraph of 4 to 6 lines about, write 1 paragraph of 4 to 6 lines about India's GDP. Okay, I can mention a script as well. Write a script of 1 paragraph of 4 to 6 lines about India's GDP. Okay, I enter something like this, and now you will see that I will get a specific answer of about 4 to 6 lines. Within a paragraph itself, it will conclude it. So that is why it becomes very important. For you to mention the the length of the basically what exactly you are looking for. Okay, basically you should mention what is the length of the response that you are looking for. Can I expect all of you to ensure that you will mention the length of the response that you are looking for from now onwards and follow tip number 4? Type in 4 in the chat box if I can expect each and everyone to follow tip number 4 from today onwards. 4. Pakka, Aditya. This is great. This is actually helpful. Very simple but helpful. Yes. Okay, guys, I'm not teaching you some rocket science. And believe me, there is no rocket science when it comes to prompt engineering. It is just having the proper knowledge, proper rules you should be following in order to execute your work done. Okay, so that is why I'm following the most important tips, most important rules, which if you follow, you will be able to become a very good prompt engineer. Okay, that is what I'm trying to do. Okay. I will follow the step. Chalo, done. All like this. Okay. So tip number 4 done. Okay. Now let's go to tip number 5. What is tip number 5? Define the expected formats. Okay. Define what is the format that you're looking for. This is also something which people really confuse themselves and really do not mention. Basically, let's say GPT-3 can output various code languages like Python and HTML as well as visual styles like charts and CSV. Now though it is all about GPT-4 itself. GPT-3 is no more. 3.5 is also no more. Okay. But telling it the format of both your input and your desired output will help you get exactly what you need. What do I mean? Let's see it with the help of an example. Okay. Customer, product name, quantity. Using the above, output and histogram. Okay. So we have a context like this, a prompt like this. Let me enter a prompt like this. Okay. I'll enter a prompt like this, and let's see what is the response that we get from ChatGPT over here. Okay. Now see, guys, I told ChatGPT that using the above, output a histogram of the frequency each product appears in the text above. Did I ever mention ChatGPT that I wanted a Python format? Did I ever mention it? Did I mention it? Yes or no? You can see the prompt again. Come on, guys. I want answers from each and everyone. No, right? No. So I never mentioned it because I never mentioned it. ChatGPT doesn't know how to give the answer to you. So it is very, very important for all of us to mention what is the sort of format you are looking for. Okay. So it gave us a Python code and it gave us a histogram of product frequency as well. Okay. But if I would have written a prompt like this, let's say, a prompt like this where, customer, product name, this thing remains the same. But in the output that I'm looking for, okay, in the output that I'm looking for, using the above CSV, output a histogram of the frequency of each product appears in the text above. Write the code in Python. Okay, write the code in Python. Okay, now it will write the code in Python. Or let's say if you want to write the code in R, it will write the code in R as well. Because we are mentioning the output, it is doing that. Okay, so Santosh is saying that, you gave us BetaNX GPT, can we write in BetaNX GPT? Of course, guys, I think you were not there towards the beginning of the session. We did the same thing in BetaNX GPT as well. Okay, so let me show it to you. You can enter this exact same thing in BetaNX GPT and you will get the similar sort of answer. Okay, let me show it to you. Customer, product name, quantity. Okay, we have the CSV files. You can see over here, when I enter something like this, I will get the R code. Okay, I will get the R code in order to get the work done, and I'll get the R code in order to plot a histogram. Okay, in order to plot a histogram. That is how how it works. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Understood each and everyone? Can I get a yes in the chat box if you all understood it? Yes. Understood. Yes. What is R? R is basically a coding language itself. You can mention Python over here as well. Okay, you can mention Python over here. It will give you the answer in Python also. Okay. Guys, I see a question in the chat box. Is BetaNX GPT connected to internet? Absolutely, it is connected to internet. Okay, you can go ahead, ask anything like that. It is connected to internet as we had promised. It is GPT-4 version connected to internet. Okay. All right. So R code आ गया. अभी क्या करने का? R code, Python code. Simply execute it and you will get the histogram chart. Okay. Done. Sounds good. Can I get a SG in the chat box if it sounds good to each and everyone? SG. Okay. So tip number 5 clear to each and everyone that from now onwards, I want all of you to define the expected format that you are looking for. Whether you are looking for a Python code or a R code or any other code, and you will be defining the expected format over here. Okay. Chalo, done. So ये हो गया. Now comes tip number 6. What is tip number 6? Use some of these handy expressions. Okay. What are the handy expressions that you can use? It's just about finding the exact phrase that OpenAI will respond to. Okay. So sometimes you will realize that ChatGPT is not giving you the correct answers. Okay. You answer certain sort of a math problem, any sort of problem you ask from ChatGPT, and it is not giving you the correct answer. Okay. At that point of time, what you should be doing? You should ask ChatGPT to let's think step by step. Okay. Let's think, guys. This particular slide which I'm teaching you is very, very important. Do I have everyone's utmost attention? Type in yes in the chat box if I have everyone's utmost attention in this particular slide. Yes. Okay. Now guys, AI at the end of a day is a machine itself. Okay. AI at the end of the day is machine itself. Okay. And AI needs to be operated by humans itself. Okay. AI needs to be operated by humans. That is why it becomes our responsibility as an AI user in order to verify each and every information that is being provided to us by ChatGPT. If we can verify it, that would be great. Okay. So certain times when ChatGPT or any of the AI systems gives you incorrect answers, okay, what do you need to do? You need to tell ChatGPT, okay, that you need to think logically. logically. And what will you do? You will tell it, let's think step by step. Let's think by first principles. Let's think step by step. And now AI will start thinking more logically and will give you more logical answers. Okay, will give you more logical answers. So that is how you can get even further better at prompt engineering. So this is first example that you can use. What is one more example? It is thinking backwards. Okay, this can help if the AI keeps arriving at inaccurate conclusions. Okay, if it is again arriving at inaccurate conclusions. Let's say if you have given it a task, arriving at inaccurate conclusions each and every time, you will ask the AI to think backwards. Why so? Because you had a certain thing over here. You asked ChatGPT to do a work for you. Now you are over here in your final destination. So if ChatGPT is giving you the incorrect answer, you start asking it to think backwards, and now it will start thinking backwards like a human brain, and it will be able to decode the problem that you are facing. It will be able to decode. How many of your mind blown by these two simple examples which I just gave you? That if you want ChatGPT to make it more and more human, okay, if you want to give it a more and more human touch, like if it is giving inaccurate results or anything like that, you can use examples like this. Let's say you want to write a poem in the style of a famous person. Let's say if you want to write a poem, like as Rabindranath Tagore would have written. Okay, so you can write in the style of Rabindranath Tagore, write a poem. I'll just show you an example. Okay, I'll just show you an example. Okay, let's say we'll use B10X GPT, write a poem on. Guys, tell me a topic. Write a poem on. Guys, tell me, what do you want a poem on? AI crisis, love, butterflies, flowers, daffodil, patriotism. Okay, I see so many answers. Let's make it India monsoon. Okay, Indian monsoon season. Write a poem on Indian monsoon season. Okay, now see what is the sort of answer that we get from B10X GPT. Okay, we get a certain poem in English language. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll modify this prompt and add this context over here in the style of a famous person. Okay, so I'll type in the style of Rabindranath Tagore, write a poem on Indian monsoon season. Okay, so I'll enter something like this. And guys, if you compare it with any of Rabindranath Tagore's poems, you will realize, okay, I'm not being able to, recall any of the poems as of now, but I can tell you, I can guarantee you that this particular poem, okay, will be much more like a Rabindranath Tagore style compared to the poem that we got over here. Why so? Because we gave B10X GPT a context about Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, understood? Does it make so much more sense? Like, if you want your work to be done in a specific manner, you can give it more and more context. Okay. And like this, one more example for you as let's say, guys, tell me what is your profession? Whatever your profession is. I'll just take one example. Okay, doctor, cost analyst. Okay, I see a lot of responses in the chat box. I do see a couple of doctors. Okay, so let's say as a doctor. Okay, you want to as a doctor, you want to maybe. What do you want to do? Tell me. Any example what is the work you would want to do? Maybe write a prescription. Okay. I'm just giving random examples. Don't take my words. I won't expect you to write a prescription from AI, but this is something that you can do. Okay. So, you can go over here. You can write a prescription for someone suffering from common cold and fever. Okay, now it will give a prescription. Now prescription is something which is written by doctors itself, and that is why it is writing a doctor specific thing. But let's say if you write something, it will make it more and more like a doctor. Okay, as a doctor. Okay, as a doctor, write a prescription. Let's see if we see any difference. In this particular case, maybe we won't see the difference, but I hope you understood what I'm trying to say over here. Okay. See, over here, we got the exact same thing itself. We did not get, much difference because prescription is something which is written by a doctor itself. Okay. So that is why we did not see any difference over here. But the point is, like, if you want, as a civil engineer, let's say you want to find out the cost of maybe constructing a building. Okay. Cost of constructing a building. Now you can calculate that cost as a civil engineer, as an architecture. Okay. As an architect. So you can type in as an architect, figure out the cost. As a civil engineer, figure out the cost. Or as an interior designer, figure out the cost of designing the interiors of that building. So basically, you can assume ChatGPT. You can ask ChatGPT to take a role of a specific profession so that it will think like that particular professional itself. Is it clear to each and everyone what I just tried to convey? Can I get it clear in the chat box if it's clear to each and everyone? Clear, super clear. Clear? Chalo, done guys. So this was tip number 6. Now comes tip number 7. Okay, what is tip number 7? Which is use proper grammar. Now guys, I know that ChatGPT, if you tell ChatGPT, okay, something like, please, write me and I say, please, complete my report for a project I am working on. Now see, guys, I want you all to see that ChatGPT or BeatNXGPT, whatever the case is, it will be able to understand whatever you have written, even if you have, inputted improper grammar. Okay, even if you have टूटा फूटा grammar, टूटा फूटा English में अगर आप लिखोगे, तभी भी, it is being able to understand each and everything that you have mentioned, and it is asking you all the context about what you are looking for from here itself. Okay, so improper grammar works for ChatGPT, works for BeatNXGPT. But my suggestion, over here for you all would be to write in complete sentences and use proper grammar to make it. Guys, this is from my experience of writing lakhs of prompts so far, that if you use proper grammar, okay, and proper complete sentences, it just makes it easier for the AI to understand what you're looking for, and it will be able to give you better results for that as well. Okay, that is why it is very, very important for each and everyone for us to use proper grammar. Okay, I'll just show you an example for the same as well. Okay, basic thing I'll just show you. Basic things. Okay, right. Okay, let me open a new prompt over here. Okay, this is the basic prompt. Write raindrops, poem 8 line, Rabindranath Tagore, sing type, etc., etc. Okay. I think I had this example. That is why I took the Rabindranath and raindrop example. But you can see over here, what is ChatGPT telling us? It seems like your message got a bit jumbled. Could you clarify or rephrase your request so I can assist you better? Okay, so you can see that if you are not using proper English, there is a certain struggle which our AI systems would have, and that is why I would expect you to write proper English, proper sentences, proper grammar. That will really help you in getting proper results from ChatGPT. Okay, so that is why I expect each and everyone to use proper grammar. Can I expect each and everyone to use proper grammar from today onwards in order to write your prompts? Yes, come on guys, I want a big yes in the chat box if that's the case. Yes. Okay guys, perfect. Yes. Super. Okay, now comes tip number 8. Okay, tip number 8. What is tip number 8 for writing the best prompts? It is to avoid asking multiple questions in one prompt and keep your questions short and to the point. Because guys, tell me one thing, ChatGPT is like a PA. Okay, ChatGPT is like a PA to you. Okay, any AI system is like a personal assistant to you. Okay, if you tell your personal assistant, if there is a personal assistant, let's say there is a human personal assistant of yours, and you tell your PA everything in one go itself. Okay, I want you to download this particular file, create this particular Excel report, send it to that person. Whenever the reply comes, analyze it and then send to this particular person. When that reply comes, make a report out of it, then give me the report, etc. And you tell all the questions in one prompt itself. Do you think the PA will be able to understand everything in one prompt? Do you think the PA will be able to understand each and everything and execute all your tasks in one prompt? No, right? It is not possible, guys. It is not possible. And that is why I want all of you to be very concise when you are asking your questions to ChatGPT. You can make it a chain of thought. Like, you ask one question, ChatGPT replies, then you can ask the second question, like you do to your PA. And similarly, you need to do it with ChatGPT. Okay? So you can't be like in this article, what is the summary of the article, who is the writer, when was the article written, give me a good publisher for the same, etc. Don't do this. This is not a good practice. Sometimes you will get results to all the questions, but it is not a good practice. Okay? That is why it is very important for us to write very specific. In this article, what is the summary of the article? ChatGPT gives you the summary. Next question, who is the writer of this article? ChatGPT tells you the writer. When was the article written? Like this, ask questions one by one. Okay, so be concise. Avoid asking multiple questions. Can I expect this? All of you to follow tip number 8 properly. Type in 8 in the chat box if I can expect all of you to follow tip number 8 properly. 8. Super guys, super. Okay, now comes tip number 9. One of the final tips, which is proofreading. Very, very important. Okay guys, proofreading before submitting. Proofread your prompt to ensure that it is grammatically correct and well written. Why do I say so? It is not so important, this particular tip, but I would highly suggest it to my students. Okay, to my students, I want you to become the best prompt engineers out there. Guys, type in best in the chat box if you really want to become the best prompt engineer out there. Best. And in order to become the best, I want you to follow this because it is, very important, very, very simple. No one will probably tell you this. Okay, you go to any, Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Okay, you go over there, no one will tell you this. But I, with the experience in prompt engineering that I have, I can tell you that this small things also makes a very big difference. Okay, because you do your work very, very fast. Most of the times we will skip it, skip doing something like this. But if you do this, it will really help you because once you enter a bad prompt, then everything else that you ask to ChatGPT, whatever next, everything is followed by the answer that you have gotten in the first, by the prompt that you have given in your first reply. That is why just proofread. It will take you 5 seconds, and your work will be done. That is why I will highly suggest you to proofread the prompt that you have written. Okay, so guys, what is the summary on the tops for the best prompt writing practices? Okay, if you want, you can take a screenshot of this as well, which is number 1, you offer context. Number 2, include helpful information upfront. Number 3, give examples. Number 4, tell it the length of the response that you are looking for. Number 5, define the expected formats. Number 6, use some handy expressions. Use some of the handy expressions. Number 7, use proper grammar. Number 8, be concise. Number 9, proofread. Can I expect all my students over here, in order to follow all of these 9 steps, in order to write the best prompts out there? Best. Me. Sure, yes, sure, yes. Awesome lecture. Thank you so much. Guys, how many of you finding the lecture awesome so far? How many of you are finding the lecture awesome so far? Are you? Is there anyone like that? Awesome, me. Okay. So if you're finding it awesome, do not, hold on for, more tips, more tricks that I'll be sharing with you in order for you to write the more, best prompts out there. Okay, I have some more amazing content, content for you all. Okay, your energy is next level. Thank you so much. Because of the sort of energy that you are giving to me, guys, on this session, I'm being able to, give you the same sort of energy back. Okay, done. Okay, now verbs which you can use for AI prompt, for your AI prompts. Now, guys, I have shared you the 9 best tips in order to write the best prompts, but I wanted to share you the best verbs as well. Now, guys, verbs is very, very important. What is verb? Like, if we go back to our class 2, class 3, it is an actionable insight. Okay, an actionable insight that you want your AI system like ChatGPT to execute. Okay, so typing in the best verbs out there for getting your work done becomes very, very important, because if you do that, you will be very, asking ChatGPT very, very pinpointed answers, and then ChatGPT will give you more and more pinpointed answers. Okay, so these verbs are actionable words that give structure and direction to the AI, guiding it in what action to take and what information to provide. Okay, so this verb will allow you to exactly tell the AI system what is the action that you are expecting from it. Okay, by using these verbs in prompts, user can instruct the AI to perform specific tasks such as analyzing data, explaining concepts, or brainstorming ideas as well. Okay, so this is what this particular verbs will allow you to do. But guys, do you want to see a list of verbs that you can use? I have prepared a list for you all. If I get the maximum amount of yes in the chat box, I'll show you the list of verbs as well, which you can use for different prompts out there. Yes, that would be awesome. Yes. Super, guys. Okay, more about the verbs, like, it is like a guiding thing, it tells exactly what action to take, etc. So, some more, explanation why you should be using the best verbs out there. But, a list of certain verbs that you can use, summary on tips for the best prompt writing. What are the best verbs which you can use? You can use verbs like analyze, answer, argue, brainstorm, change, clarify, combine, come up, whatever the task you are looking for. I'm just showing you a list of the different sort of verbs which you can use so as to get the best sort of answers from the AI system. Okay, if you want, you can go ahead and take a screenshot of this particular first page of verbs. Type in a done in the chat box once you have taken the screenshot. Already done. Super. बोलने से पहले ले लिया. Done. Okay, so this is the first list of verbs. Okay, second list of verbs: give me, infer, make, narrow your focus, recommend, rephrase, reword, rewrite. So basically, giving the a good verb for the sort of task you are looking for is will really simplify your work even further. Okay, will make your work even further easier. Okay, that is why I want you to follow this. Okay, can I expect all of you to use these different sort of verbs for your day-to-day prompt writing? Can I expect this from you all? Yes. Me. Done, sure. Done. Yes, sir. Chalo. All right. Okay. So this was the summary on the different sort of verbs which you can use. And these sort of verbs will also help you define the tone of voice for AI prompts. Okay. When crafting your AI prompt, it is very, very important to consider the tone of voice you want to convey to your audience. The tone of voice is essentially the personality of your brand, and it can greatly impact how your audience perceives your content. Okay. Let's say with the help of this AI system, you are writing a blog every single day. Okay. Let's say with the help of this AI system, you are writing a blog and publishing a blog every single day. Now, the tone of voice can be also decided with the sort of verb that you are looking for. Okay, by choosing a consistent and appropriate tone of voice for your AI prompts, you can strengthen your brand identity, build trust with your audience, and create a more engaging and effective user experience. Okay, so always examples of tone of voice that you can use along with the list of verbs that I shared with you. These were the list of verbs that you can use, right? I'm sharing you the tone of voice. Let's say if you want. let's say if you have to prepare a script from the AI system, let's say if you have to write a blog, let's say if you have to write an article, let's say if you want to converse with someone and you want to prepare for that. Okay, so having a proper tone of voice can define the sort of brand that you are building, the sort of tonality of the brand. Agree with me that the tonality of the brand is something very, very important. Let's say, how you speak, how you are communicating is something very, very important. And if AI is becoming rude, automatically you will take information from AI and you will also become rude. So you do not want that to happen. You want your communication to be in a manner that you want it to be. Okay, if you want to do that, you should maintain a proper tonality. How to maintain proper tonality? By using words like this. Okay, let's say if you want a playful tonality, you can tell ChatGPT, give me a playful script on implications of ChatGPT. Give me a playful script on the on the T20 World Cup which happened. Give me a playful script on anything. Basically, I'm giving random examples, but you can use all of these in order to decide the tone of voice for the sort of answers that you're looking for. Is it clear to each and everyone? Can I get a clear in the chat box if it's clear to each and everyone? Clear. Absolutely clear, Aditya. Crystal clear. Now, guys, what are the top 3 commands that you can tell to AI in order to 10x results? This is the last topic that, guys, you will need to learn in order to actually master your prompt engineering skills. Okay, the top 3 commands that you want to tell to AI to 10x your results. Guys, do you want these top 3 commands which I personally use, and any new such commands which I am being able to make? If I am being able to use that and able to get better answers from this, I will keep on sharing it. Okay, we will keep on sharing it in the future live sessions, in the Q&A sessions. We will keep on sharing it. But these are the top 3 commands which have really helped me in the past. Do you want these top 3 commands from me in today's session itself? Yes. You want it? Okay. So, what are the top 3 commands? Command number 1, pretend you are an expert. See, we have already covered this. Earlier I told, act as a civil engineer or etc. But I wanted to reiterate it. This particular command, guys, believe me, this is very, 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 very helpful. Okay? Pretend you are an expert. It will now, what it will do, it will basically streamline your AI system's thoughts to like a civil engineer, to like a artist, to like a, basically whatever you are asking it to pretend like, it will pretend like that. Okay? That is why this particular command becomes very, very example. Okay? Example number 1, I need a workout plan. Okay, let me show it to you. Okay, if you simply type something like I need a workout plan. Okay, I need a workout plan. Okay, if you enter something like this, see, this is the kind of answer that you will be getting from ChatGPT. Sure, could you please provide me some details about your fitness, etc. Okay, it is asking for certain. Now, let's say we enter something like this. Act as a certified personal trainer. Could you design a 4-week workout plan tailored for someone who is new to strength training with focus on building muscle and improving overall fitness? Guys, how many of you feel that over here in this particular example, we have almost used all of the tips that we have, that we have learned in today's session? You can see over here, as a certified personal trainer. Okay, so this rule we are giving you, we have used that. Could you design is a verb. Okay, you can see the sort of verb that we have used. A 4-week workout plan. Okay, a 4-week workout plan. So we have told it that like I need a 4-week workout plan. So duration is something that we have mentioned. Tailored for someone who is new to strength training. So we are giving context that this is for someone who is new to strength training with a focus on building muscle and improving overall fitness as well. How many of you are absolutely mind blown by this prompt and feel that this is kind of a perfect prompt itself? How many of you feel that this is sort of a perfect prompt itself, which has integrated all the tips that we have learned about, almost all the tips, not all the tips, but almost all the tips that we have learned in today's session? Perfect. MB. Seems very simple, right? Type in simple in the chat box if you're someone who find looking at it, it does not look complicated. It is very simple. Just that because we have taken all the tips in mind, we have been able to write a prompt like this. Okay, so it is very simple. Just the key thing over here is to practice. Okay, the most important thing over here is that you practice and implement all of these tips, all of these verbs, all of these tonalities yourself in order to get design the best prompts, in order to write the best prompts out there. Okay, so once you enter something like this, you can see I need a workout plan. It is asking you for more details, etc. It has not understood anything. You have not gotten your answer. Just simply modify your prompt and make it a perfect prompt and see the sort of results that we are looking for. It is in fact telling us workout A, workout B, etc. All of this like that as well. Okay, this is the power of writing good prompts. Type in a MB in the chat box, guys, if you are absolutely mind blown by the power of writing good prompts. MB. Okay, so this was command number 1. What is command number 2? Play devil's advocate. Okay, play devil's advocate. Again, very, very important, very, very amazing. It has worked amazingly for me. Okay, if you want your answer to be very unique, okay, let's say in your office, all of you are doing the same work with the help of ChatGPT. Now, if you want your answer to be very unique and specific to the problem you are trying to solve, ask ChatGPT or any of the AI systems to play devil's advocate. Okay, if you do that, how can I improve my website? You ask ChatGPT something like that, and then you ask ChatGPT ChatGPT, play devil's advocate, and criticize my website and point out potential flaws or weaknesses that might be driving visitors away, even if they are minor details. Now it will actually, what does it mean to play devil's advocate? Like, it will be like they will be pointing out each and every error. They will go into nitty gritties of what you're looking for. Devil's advocate means enemy's advocate, enemy's lawyer. Okay, they are becoming enemy. Like if there is some enemy of mine and they are asked to point out mistakes in my website, that is the sort of work I'm asking ChatGPT to do right now. Okay, so now it will go so much into nitty gritties that you won't be able to imagine. Okay, you won't be able to imagine the sort of nitty gritties that it will go into. Okay, so command number 2, which has worked miraculously for me in writing good prompts, play devil's advocate. Clear to each and everyone. Can I get a clear in the chat box? Command number 2 is clear to each and everyone. Clear. Awesome. MB, super excited to try this. Who all are excited to try command number 2? Who all are excited to try command number 2? Me. Already tried. Wow. Me tried. Please show example. I want you to try it yourself. Okay, I want you to try it yourself. Okay, then comes command number 3. What is command number 3? Pretend you are my consultant. Okay, this will help ChatGPT think very much in depth into your problem. Okay, very much in depth. Now, guys, see all of you will say that play devil's advocate would also be something like this. It would be something like this, and like these are just phrases. Okay, these are just phrases which have worked very good for me. I'll keep on sharing these phrases with you all in the Q&A sessions and in the further live sessions. But I want all of you to take all of these 3 commands because it will be really helpful. Example 1, I want to improve my public speaking skills. Better prompt could be, you use command number 3. Imagine you are my public speaking coach. Okay, so as a consultant, as a public speaking coach, consider my experiences and goals. What specific techniques and exercises should I focus on to become more confident and a persuasive speaker? Okay, this way, the sort of result that you will be getting would be very different from what you will be getting if you just simply type, I want to improve my public speaking skills. Okay, guys, clear to each and every one. All of these 3 simple commands clear to each and every single one. Can I get a big yes in the chat box if that's the case? Clear? Can I expect all of you to use all of these 3 commands and all the verbs, all the tips that I have shared with you in today's session? Yes. Guys, I'm 101% sure if you use everything that I've taught you in today's session, this module would have changed the way you write prompts and you will become the best prompt engineer of your office. Like, your peers would start coming to you in order to get work done from you because you will be able to get this sort of good answers. Okay, so I'm sure this particular session would have absolutely changed the way you write prompts, just that you need to follow it. Okay, and most important thing, most important thing is keep practicing whatever you have learned. Very important that in order to become the best prompt engineer, I've taught you a lot of stuff. Any doubts you have, that will be clarified in Q&A, and that all will keep on going. Okay, but it is most important to what to do in order to practice. Okay, in order to practice, that's the only way to perfect the skill. Can I get a practice in the chat box if I can expect each and everyone to be practicing in and using all of these tips that I've taught you today in order to get your work done from AI systems like ChatGPT, like BeatNXGPT, like any AI system. I'm doing practice. Thank you for the most clear lecture. Definitely will be practicing. Practice. Thanks a lot. Practice. Doing. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Before going, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you like today's session? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think? How was today's session? 20? 10 to the power 10. 10. It was really good.